Greetings, fellow wizards. Welcome to the Papercraft Wizard channel. I'm Kelly, and I appreciate you being here for part 2 of our Fairy Dust mini album tutorial. Be sure to subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned till the end of the video to learn how to enter to win this album that we're making today. I decided that I wanted to add a decorative piece to the spine of our album. I'm going to make a mark 1/2 inch down from the top of the spine and then centered. I'm using the crocodile to create an 1/8 inch hole. I'm using a Tim Holtz decorative brad with a ring. I'm going to slide that into the hole and then make sure it's nice and secure. We will need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 6 inches tall by 1.5 inches wide. We will also need 2 more pieces of cardstock that are 6 inches tall and 2 inches wide. And 2 pieces of cardstock that are 8 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And we will need 6 pieces of cardstock that are 6.5 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide. I'm going to score the 6 by 1.5 inch pieces at 1/2 inch and 1 inch on each piece. On the 6 inch by 2 inch pieces of cardstock, I will also score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch on both pieces. For the 8 by 4 inch cardstock, I'm going to score it on the 8 inch side at 4 inches. For the 6.5 by 5.5 pieces of cardstock, I'm going to score them on the 6.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each of the 6 pieces. The 4 pieces that are 6 inches tall, 2 of which are 1.5 inches and 2.5 are 2 inches, are our binding pieces. So now we're going to fold all of those at the score line, and then we will glue them together to create the binding. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. The 6 inch by 2 inch pieces will be on the outside of the configuration as shown. Now we will miter the edges of the tabs where we'll be gluing the pocket pages to the binding configuration. I'm applying a generous amount of adhesive to the binding configuration. We want to make sure that the binding configuration is in line. I'm going through with my art glitter glue and ensuring that the edges are nice and secure, and adding a little more adhesive under the binding as necessary. Now we will take two pieces of 6 3/8 by 5 7/8 decorative cardstock. I've already inked the edges off screen to make sure that they have a nice finished look. Now I'm using my art glitter glue to secure the page to the inside cover. And now we will secure the second piece of cardstock to the back of the inside cover. Here I have 4 strips that are 6 inches long by 3/8 inches wide. I'm going to adhere these strips to the binding from the cardstock I used for the inside cover in order to make a continuous scene. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. Now let's work on decorating the inside covers. I'm taking our two 8 by 4 inch pieces of cardstock and folding them in half on our score line. I'm using double-sided tape to adhere our small magnets. You want to adhere the magnets near the edge of the black cardstock, but not so close that you can't cover them properly with the decorative cardstock. I've already inked the edges on my decorative cardstock, and now I'm applying the adhesive. and securing the decorative cardstock right on top of the black cardstock for the cover of our decorative piece. Just using my finger to wipe away some of the excess glue that seeped out of the sides. All right, let's do it again. Again, I've already inked the edges of my decorative cardstock to give it a nice finished look. I'm using my bone folder to secure the decorative cardstock to the top of the black cardstock piece. Now I have two strips of black cardstock that are 1 inch by 1/2 inch. I have two pieces of matching ribbon that are 1.5 inches by 3/8 inch. I'm going to use a piece of double-sided tape and secure it at the end of my ribbon on each ribbon. I'm using my bone folder to make sure that the tape is nice and secure. And I'll use just a bit of art glitter glue to make sure that stays nice and secure. And I will do this for both ribbons. I'm going to use art glitter glue to adhere the ribbon to the center of the top inside cover of our black cardstock. And now I'm adhering the black cardstock right over the end of the ribbon. And this is to make sure that the ribbon stays nice and secure. I'm using my Lawn Fawn camera stamp that I will link in the description, along with some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink to indicate that a photo may be placed here. Now let's do the same thing to our second piece. And here I'm adding magnets to the back of our 4x4 pieces. I'm not adhering them, I'm just letting them magnetize to the back. Let's decorate the front of our two 4x4 pieces. I've selected some images from the collection and I've used Distress ink to ink up those edges and give them a finished look. I've cut two pieces of black cardstock, just bigger than the two decorative pieces. And I'm going to adhere those decorative pieces to the black cardstock. This will give our decorative pieces a bit of a frame and add interest. Once I've adhered the decorative pieces onto the black cardstock, I will add the decorative pieces to the center of our 4x4 squares. If you're enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. For those of you creating along with us, we'd love to see your projects. Please share them with us on our Papercraft Wizard Facebook page. We have a link to our Facebook page in the description. Now let's adhere our decorative pieces to the inside of our cover. We're going to add one to the inside front cover and one to the inside back cover. I'm applying a generous amount of adhesive and ensuring that I secure those little magnets by encircling them in adhesive. I'm using my bone folder to ensure that it's nice and secure. And we will do the same thing for the next piece. Thank you for watching part 2 of the Fairy Dust mini album tutorial. Follow the link in the description below for your chance to win the mini album we're making in this video. Please remember to thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell. Happy crafting!